Donald Trump could be our next president. I mean, it's insane. I have the right to vote. I'm sorry I'm getting really upset. I care about other people and I care about what else is going on in the world. So hi guys, it's me Darlene, and usually I don't make videos like this. I like to keep quite light-hearted on my channel. However, I feel so angry about something that happened last week, and I wanted to share it with you. I'm not sure if I've ever said this on my channel, but I was born in America. I was born in New York, and I moved to London when I was a kid, when I was like 3 years old. And so therefore I have dual nationality, dual citizenship, I'm not sure the correct term, or I'm British and American. So I have the right to vote in both places. You know, my mum taught me growing up that voting is very important, and there are people that have died or have like spent their whole lives fighting for me to have the equal rights, to have the right to vote. You know, it's my constitutional right to vote. So I find it very important. So as soon as I became of age, as soon as I became 18, I'm pretty sure I registered to vote in both places. And in America, because I wasn't residing in America, it's an absentee ballot that you apply to be able to, that's how you vote. So basically you apply to them, say I want to vote, and then they send you an absentee ballot, you mark off who you want to vote for, and you send it back to your local election board. And that's what I've been doing since I was 18. I was always really proud, like when Obama was elected as the first black president, I felt really proud and I felt part of that. So I've recently moved back to America. I was moving a few times, and so I never really got to the point where I was like, I'm going to register to vote at this apartment. I've only been here for a little while at my current address. So I was like, it's fine, I can just absentee vote the same way I always have. And so I just rang up last week to make sure, basically the election is on Tuesday, and so I was just ringing up to make sure that I could drop off my absentee ballot, and it said I could on the website. I rang up the office and was just like, you know, I explained my situation, and they were like, oh, okay, let's just find you on the system. So I gave them my name and I gave them all the information that they needed, and she couldn't find me. And I was like, that's weird, because I registered to vote, I voted and everything, and it's been fine. And she couldn't find me, so I got really scared because I was like, the election's so close. And she was just like, yeah, you've been unregistered. And I was like, excuse me? And she was like, yeah, they were sending you letters to your address saying that if I didn't respond then I'd be unregistered. However, the address that they were sending it to was my last address in America. So basically on the form, when you apply for the absentee ballot, they ask you for your last American address, which for me was when I was 3 years old. And I gave them that because I need that, but I also said to them, I don't live here and neither does anyone in my family. Anything, if you need to send me information, send it to this address in the UK where I've been living for like most of my life. And so they knew that because they were sending me my ballots, but for some reason they were sending these ITC letters, I think they were called, to this address. And I don't know anyone who lives there anymore because I've not lived there for years and years since I was a kid. So basically they unregistered me without my consent, and then they had the cheek to tell me that I now cannot vote, that there's nothing I can do about it. That was their attitude. Nothing you can do about it, you're not registered, do this stuff or whatever. If I had never registered, I could sort of understand it. It kind of feels like they're chastising me, and it feels like they don't want me to vote. And let me tell you, that is really infuriating, especially at an election that is this important. Let's just talk about this on a level. Donald Trump could be our next president. He could be the most powerful man in the world, and he could have his finger on the nuclear button. I mean, it's insane. So it wasn't just like I was saying to her, oh, you know, like you've done this or whatever. Like I'm literally trying to vote to try and help. It's my right, you know, it's the constitutional right, and it's my duty, I feel, to vote. So I was just like, okay, I was really upset. I was just like, okay, can I speak to anyone else? So she transferred me to her supervisor. So I was like, hopefully she can do something, because let's remember, like, also I've registered to vote. They have my information on file. It's not like they haven't got any information for me, you know. They have my information on file, so it's just ridiculous. So I spoke to her, and she was just like really unhelpful, and gave me the number of someone called Eleanor and said, call her, you can talk to her, she can maybe help. And so I called this number, and it was just ringing and ringing and ringing. In my head, she's given me a number of someone. It's just like a fob off. They're fobbing me off. They're giving me a number that doesn't actually work. So she probably thought, oh, she'll just give up. But obviously I didn't. I rang back, but this time I rang just the New York election board, and I was on hold for ages, and then I spoke to this woman, and she was just like, I told her everything, And also the information kept on changing as well, which was a little bit, First of all, they were like, you haven't voted for this amount of time, so you haven't, that's why we unregistered you. And then they were like, then they were like, oh yeah, you've not voted. It was really weird. Like, my information kept on changing, so I don't know what that was. They tried to say that I didn't vote in the last election when I did, and then the other woman was like, yeah, you did vote in the last election. It was very bizarre. So the information was incorrect. They didn't really know what they were doing. They were trying to get me not to vote. It felt like that anyway. I don't know if that was what they were doing, but it was like as if they were just trying to like fob me off and be like, you can't vote, you can't vote. It was really weird. She transferred me to this other woman. She gave her all the information, and then she spoke, and she was like, yeah, you can't vote, like really, really like rude, and like really like, you can't vote, there's nothing you can do about it, and I was just like, excuse me? There's always another way. I want to speak to somebody else who can help me. I want to contest this. Like, it was very clear, you know, I want to vote, like, it's an important thing, and why shouldn't I? And she was like, listen, honey. Well, I know she said honey, but, you know. She was like, listen, the only way that you can vote is if you come here on the day of the election and speak to the federal judge. And I was like, great, give me your address. I'll be there bright and early. She said it as if to say, like, you can't do it. Listen, the only way that you could do it is if you come before the judge and all this. And I was like, okay, so why has no one told me this yet? Like, why are you the first person telling me that there is another way? Because I was told about 1,000,000 times that day that there is no way that I can vote, even though you admitted on numerous occasions that you made the error and sent these letters unregistering me to an address that I told you that I no longer lived at, and then had the cheek to be like, there's nothing you can do about it, when there actually is something that I can do about it, and I can contest it. Like, I was like, okay, cool, great, I'll see you bright and early on Tuesday morning. And I said to her, I was like, look, this is a really important election. I think it's important that I have to vote, like, I have to. You know, I can't just sit here and, like, just sit here idly and not, and, you know. And she was like, listen, I just want to round this off by saying, I know everyone thinks this is a really important election, but to me the only thing that's important is my area and me voting in, like, for whoever it is, like a governor for my area. And I was just like, what? That's all you care about is your area, your small area, and your needs. No, what I care about is the world as a whole, because my vote is not just voting for America or for my area or for my family. It's voting for a person that is going to be so powerful, and this person is going to determine the outcome for a lot of people's lives. Like, how do people like sit there and just think that all that matters is their little bubble? Like, who cares about your little bubble? Like, I care about climate change, environmental issues. I care about bombings and innocent children. To say that all that matters, it speaks volumes about some of the people that are in this world, and the reason why someone like Donald Trump is where he is. Like, no, it's not just about your area, it's about the world as a whole, it's about other people, it's about people who don't have a fair chance. Some people can't even vote. Like, I have the right to vote. I'm sorry, I'm getting really upset because some people don't even, like, it's 2016 and some people don't have the right to vote. They don't have civil rights. It's not okay. Just because I'm fine, I'm cushy, I live in the Western world, I have a nice comfortable place to live, you know, I have running water. Yeah, that's important to me, but I care about other people and I care about what else is going on in the world. And so for her to make an ignorant comment like that to round off the conversation just said everything. So this is why on Tuesday morning I will go to this office and I will present my case before this judge. I will do everything in my power to vote. If you're interested, I will be live streaming on Tuesday morning when I go to the Queen's Election Board, and obviously I don't think I can film when I'm actually in front of a judge. I'll either be live streaming on YouNow or on YouTube. I think you can live stream now. So I'll put all the information down below, so follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat, if you want to, if you want to know what's happening. Yes, I will be contesting, so ridiculous that I have to do this, I will be contesting this, but thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you bright and early on Tuesday morning. Thank you for watching. Bye!